Take that lovely, delicious, glorious, luxurious breath. So today we are going to find out what your soulmate is going through right now. We want to get some real clarity. I want you to clear out your energy field. I want you to open yourself up, tune in your vibration to what is genuinely yours, what is absolutely yours. And let yourself own that and sit with that. Let yourself sit upright. Let your spine grow long. You're going to start to feel drawn to one of these 4 cards and one of these 4 crystals. Card 1, card 2, card 3, or card 4. Let your intuition guide you and choose a card right now. Welcome in my card 1. I want you to exhale. I want you to loosen your neck. I want you to loosen your shoulders. And I want you to tune your frequency. I want you to tune your energy to your soulmate. So I want you to release anything that is sticky and stuck to you. We're going to open up some portals and some energy gateways right now. So let's get started. So we're finding out about what your soulmate's going through right now. Where are they? What's going on? What's happening? Let's find out. Let's get some answers about what they're going through. So we're going to start off with pulling a few cards. We're going to turn an anchor card over in a little bit. We're going to start with the 5 of Swords, the High Priestess, the Hanged Man, and we have the 3 of Swords. Okay, so I'm seeing some things unfolding here as we go. All right, so first of all, what we're seeing, we have the 5 of Swords, and I am seeing that they're in this very competitive environment. They feel threatened in a way, and they feel like they have to really, they have to use a lot of energy, a lot of stress, a lot of chaos, a lot of effort to stay in this fight, competing for what it is that they want. And the Swords often gets into intelligence and thought space. And I'm feeling like this is kind of work environment related. This could also be that they're currently in something with someone and that it's combative and they're having to really fight to hold their ground and stay afloat, which of course that probably won't happen because they are your soulmate and they are trying to make something work with someone who is not for them. So I feel like this could be going into 2 paths, but it does feel like every step in their life right now feels like a struggle. It feels like a fight. It feels like they have to really battle for what it is that they're getting right now. It's exhausting. And we have the High Priestess, which is a very interesting feel. And I get this very calming sense. And what I am feeling from this is that at night, your soulmate has this inner peace that comes in certain moments. And because of this, they will sometimes stay up late or they will wake up extremely early because it's the only time of the day where they're not in conflict. It's the only time of day where the energy around them isn't complete strain and exhaustion and being propelled forward. And so I think they probably are having some really disruptive sleep patterns where they're not sleeping very well, but it's sort of by choice and because they have these moments of quiet and peace. And I feel like in those moments with the moon out, they get this sense of you, and they get this sense of your presence. They get this sense of your wisdom and your spirituality and your deep connection and this psychic connection. And there's an incredible calm that comes with this. And there are good things and there are bad things that are just sort of floating on the outside of this space, but this space itself is just so calm and present and relaxed, and it's really beautiful for them. More sleep would be good because they are, in this super competitive environment, but they are giving that up in order to spend these moments essentially with you. And because of all the stuff that's going on, they've kind of resigned themselves to just seeing what is happening, what's going on, seeing what's happening around them, whoopsie daisies, and just sort of sitting back, not participating in a lot of the intensity. They are trying to hold their own with their work, and they're trying to stay in this competitive environment. And if this is a relationship that they're in, or something that they've been just sort of seeing somebody new, and it's a real struggle, they're kind of just holding back and letting things unravel and seeing how it all plays out, taking a different perspective and trying to sink into their own deeper inner wisdom. But they're going through a lot of heart pain, and they're going through a lot of heart space. And there's a real heartbreak here of things not working out, even with the career stuff, that things are not as easy as they want it to be. They're not in the space that they want to be. There's not, it hasn't landed. Things haven't landed for them yet. And they thought they would be further along in their journey than they are. They thought they would be settled. They thought they would be in a place where they were thriving. They thought that their career would be further along, that their romance and their love would be further along. They thought they would have met you by now. And they're sort of having this heartache about all of this that's just sort of holding them all day long and plaguing them all day long and sitting on them all day long. Okay, we're gonna pull some more cards. So I want to know about where they are. Where are they right now? Where is your soulmate right now? So we have the 9 of Cups reversed. So interesting. So I'm feeling like they're in a space in the country. They're in a major city where there are lots of options. Our Cups getting into feelings and emotions. There are a lot of emotions coming in. There are a lot of highs and lows. And it's, this thing where they can participate in all of these different activities, and there are all these social things going on. And there's just a lot of opportunity for different ways of being in the world, from work to social life to romantic life, all of these things. And but it's proving kind of a little unhappy. It's proving, a little, everything they're tasting in these cups, it's not good. There's a lot of disappointment. There's a lot of dissatisfaction because they're in this sort of really disruptive space at the moment. Okay, and I want to know about how they feel about about you. How they feel about you in these deep moments in the night. In these deep moments in the night when the moon is out and they're staying up and they're waking up early, what is it that they're coming to feel about you? The 7 of Cups. So at the moment they're feeling like, again, getting into the cups, that feeling and emotion. And the 7 of Cups is kind of this, they're playing it all out in their mind in moments where they can see the good things. They can see this incredible life that awaits them. They can see this incredible connection that's coming with you, but it doesn't quite feel real. At moments it does, but also in moments it feels like they're watching a movie and they're watching something that is far away from them, and they get a little disillusioned and think like it's never going to happen. Like, how am I ever going to meet this person, and how is this going to come together? And maybe it's not. And maybe that doesn't exist. Maybe, this is everything that life holds for me. So they're having these really back and forth moments right now, which is hard because it's hard to hold true, strong positivity when you're going through all of this. So I want to know about their personality and what they're like, the pith of them, the deep inner workings of them when they're in their prime, when they're in their goodness, when they're in their glory. What does that look like when they're in a strong space? The Knight of Pentacles. So this is a little cue for you too about who this person is and how they look. And not just visually, but like how their energy looks and their inner workings. So in his prime, as his deep personality goes, he is steady, he is steadfast, he is a hard worker, he has great values, he's able to generate wealth, he's always been good with money. Money is something that he's been very conscious of, and it's been very important to him to feel safe and secure and that he can be a provider, and he wants to be a provider. He wants to be a provider, and he has this, this aspiration for this fatherly figure of being able to take care of the people around him, to be able to take care of you, to be able to take care of those he loves, and love with a real depth and a real steadfastness. And there is something a bit quiet about him as well. But don't be fooled by that, because that quietness comes with an intense dedication, an intense amount of groundedness. He's anchored in, he's tapped into what is around him, and he works with routine, and he works with stability, and has so many gorgeous qualities. But he's going to come in a little quietly, a little silently, and stand like an oak tree, just like incredibly strong and there. And it's going to take you a minute, perhaps even, to see this golden sheen that's around him. It may not glow like this as in the first moments, just because, he's not naturally as charismatic, perhaps, or, but he's very real. He keeps it very real. I want to know about something you need to know about this person deep down, guided by your guides, by higher power, by source, about what you need to know about your soulmate right now. The 10 of Swords. He has to go through something in order to be fully available to you. And he's going through it. He's going through it right now. He has been walking down this path. We see this entire path laid out. There is a lot going on here. And the end of that path, the 10 is a sign of completion, is a card of completion. We're getting back into the swords, getting back into our thought space, our mental space, our intelligence space. This is I've been stabbed in the back. I am pinned to the ground. I am completely giving up. This is bottom of the barrel, and he is working his way to the bottom of the barrel right now. And I do believe that it is on the upswing of this, coming up from this, that is where the connection can fully take hold. And that doesn't mean that he's not in your life. It could just mean that he's not worked his way through the space that he needs to work to in order for you to truly see each other. So he is working his way to a completion, ending, done, finished space, where on the other side of that, I do want to know what's on the other side of that. Let's find out. Let's find out what's on the other side of that. What comes after this completion? Guided by your guides, by source, by your angels. We have the 7 of Swords. And interesting, my immediate feeling with the 7 of Swords in this instance is that as he comes up from this, things are going to be easy. Things are going to be easy and jovial, and he's going to take what he wants. There is no competition on the other side of this. This competitive feeling, this struggle, this staying in the fight, combativeness, this is going to be the opposite of that, where he's coming out and he's kind of just bounding through it, and it's easy. Like, hey, that's mine now, that's mine now, and that's mine now. And I think this is going to give him kind of an intense new confidence that he's never had before, or he hasn't had in a long time. He just hasn't had because of all of this energy that he's really been trapped in. And it's gonna be a very interesting and easy, things just sort of falling into place. And even as you get to know him more, there might be moments where you're like, does everything just come easily to you? Do you just get whatever you want? But know that is not true. Okay, so I want to know about what else that's really important for you to know that they are going through right now. We have the Tower, intense change. They're going through an intense amount of change, and we already know that. We can see that, but this is just sort of confirming that and also letting us know the velocity and the intensity of this change. It's going to feel really big. It's going to be really harrowing. It's going to feel like things are burning down around him. It's going to feel like, get out of the way. This isn't safe. It's not safe to be here. And this is important for you to know, so that you know that like this space isn't the space for you to walk into. And if you've been waiting, if you've been like, why isn't this happening right now? It's because this journey has to take place. And for you too, but just so you know, on his side, this journey needs to take place so that he can fully encompass the person that he is meant to be, the man that he is meant to be, the provider that he is meant to be, the full reality, the full manifestation of who he wants to be. And huge change comes right before all of that. All right, so I would like to know about any physicality that we know. Is there any physicality that we need to know right now for you, for this person, about any physicality? And I'm going to leave that a little bit open so we can let the cards tell us. The Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is coming up, and this is so interesting. Our cups getting into feelings and emotions. The aces being new opportunities, but I am really feeling this in this open-handed way. I feel like in a physical way, you're going to notice an intense amount of openness in body language and physical expression, and literally open hands when you meet, if you haven't met already. If it's somebody you just really haven't connected with yet, but they're in your world, and there's this open-handedness. They're an open person. They have open body language and open energy field, especially for you, but also in their interactions with coworkers, with other men, with the people that they're expressing things to. They might use a lot of hand gestures, but there's a lot of like as they greet you with open hands. And there's just this warmth to that and this openness. And there's something about that that's going to make you sort of tune in and say like, oh, wait a second. This person feels like they're inviting me in. This person feels like they're calling me home. Okay, and I want to know anything else that you deeply need to know about this person, anything you deeply need to know about your soulmate, anything that's really important for you to know about your soulmate. I felt something right in here. We're going back to that. Okay. Oh, the King of Pentacles. This kind of makes me want to cry, you guys. Because this gorgeous journey that they're on, the Knight of Pentacles, this is the space we're going to. This is like the deep root of who they are. And this transformation is going to be to a like full seat of power, King of Pentacles. This is the person that you can grow old with. This is the person that is a true provider, father figure, really good deep down, just really steady, steadfast, can take care of anything, problem solves, the person that you want to go to when there is a problem, if there were a crisis, if anything were melting down around you. This is the person who has the confidence, the steadiness, the strength, the ability, the foresight to plan and prepare, and to grow people around him, to grow things around him, as well as if you wanted to have a family with this person, to grow children, to grow a family. There's something really beautiful happening here, and the journey from here to here is going to be a beautiful journey, and I feel like you are going to get to witness that journey, which I'm really excited about for you. I want to pull over an anchor card. So we were asking, as we were getting started and setting up, and as I was pulling energy for what you need to know about what your soulmate's going through right now. What is your soulmate going through right now? What are they going through right now? So we have the Queen of Swords reversed. The Queen of Swords reversed. And I'm feeling this in two separate ways. So I am feeling this a tiny bit in their energy field, even though it's a queen card. That is a more feminine card. But I am feeling this in their energy field. And then I'm also feeling it outside of their energy field, like an outside force that is controlling them a bit. So they're in this space of being controlled. It's a negative force in both them and in this other person. There's no clarity, there's no understanding, there's There's a real misuse of intelligence and thought, especially from the outside force. So from this outside person, there's someone who could be almost described as being, like mentally abusive, like that, like verbally cutting, really kind of cruel, really out of their seat of power. And so they try to make other people powerless around them. And even some of this combativeness that with the work aspect could be dictated by that as well. But also if they're, seeing someone right now or just sort of trying to get their way out of a relationship or out of something, then, this is that person and it's not good. And it's seeping into their bones and it's taking root in them. And so they have these kind of destructive thoughts in their own brain that are playing with them and giving them a real sense of unclarity, just not being clear, not having a good sense of understanding, not trusting their gut, not trusting their intuition or their intelligence, not being able to think clearly, and having all of these negative thoughts come up and just agitate, just negativity, just agitation and piercing over and over again. So I'm very excited for them to get through this journey, get through this huge change, release, and complete. Whoo! Because this journey is going to be that kind of feeling like, well, there's nothing to lose now. And it's smooth sailing. It's good stuff. It is like open-handed. And that open-handed, like, physicality, I feel like that might not even be something they're in right now, where they're as expressive and open with their body and their physicalness. That will be as this journey progresses. But as you connect and as you are like, this might be my soulmate, that's a sign that yes, this could be your soulmate. And as you get to know them better, like, yes. And there will be an ease. And this feeling of peace and calm will be for both of you, which is beautiful. I'm excited for this journey. I would love to hear your comments about this. All right, so I want to drop something empowering, an emoji that's empowering for them to be like, hey, I see you and I'm rooting for you and I put my energy behind you. So let's go ahead, let's drop a coin below. Drop a coin below for our pentacles, because we are supporting this journey that they are going on and they are on. Send your energy behind that. I am sending my energy behind that because I want the best for you and I want you to have this incredible soulmate connection relationship with the person that is fully in themselves. Fully in themselves. I'm sending you love. I am sending you so much light. Until next time. Mwah. Mia. Hello, my dear card two. Okay, let's find out what you need to know about what your soulmate is going through right now. What is happening in your soulmate's world? Let's find out. Oh, all right. Turn that back around. Okay. So first we're going to pull a few cards. All right, here we go. So we're starting off with the moon reversed. We have the 10 of Cups. We have the 9 of Pentacles. And we have the Page of Swords. So first of all, getting started off here, we have the moon reversed. And I feel like that there's a secret that's going on in their world and in their life that they're not telling to anyone. They're holding to themselves. They're keeping it a secret, and it feels bad. It feels like crushing a little bit, that they're holding on to this sort of deep secret that they need to share and they need to talk about and they want to tell, but it's sort of just being held in the darkness and the darker spaces of the night for them. So I think it's something that they're dreaming about, that's coming up in their dreams too. It's something that they're struggling with. There's a little bit of struggle energy there. And we have the 10 of Cups, and the Cups getting into feelings and emotions. And I am feeling like this is like daydream territory, that they are dreaming about you. They are dreaming about this manifestation of future happiness, of being in a family, feeling complete, feeling whole. The 10s are cards of completion, feeling open arms with like, this dancing family, the open arms, the home in the background, feeling this deep longing for what you can have and what you guys will eventually have together, whether that is a family in a traditional sense or not. And we have the 9 of Pentacles. So I feel like they also have been working for a lot of money. They've been accruing money and working in this space of having the things to show off, like, hey, I'm successful, I'm worthy, I've got these things, I have this watch, I have this. But all of these things have brought this space of discontentedness a bit, where it's like, oh, actually, this isn't bringing me what I want. This isn't bringing me the respect and the recognition that I was hoping for. I was trying to prove something, but really I was just trying to prove something to myself. And now I'm feeling unease with it. It's not really the thing that's making me feel like this is the true wealth. This is really the pot of gold. This is not. And they were sort of misplaced for a while. And I think they were working really hard, earning a lot of money in their job all the time, just really focused on wealth for a moment. Now, the Page of Swords is also coming in, and the pages being messengers, the swords getting into thought space and intelligence space. So I feel like they've had a recent idea, like an aha moment, that they're starting to embark on. And I feel like this could be entrepreneurial, like they're starting their own business, they're starting a new, but it's just in the very foundling stages. So they've just sort of had this divine inspiration. They've just come into this space of like, hey, this is what I'm meant to do. I know where I'm meant to go. I know where this path I'm supposed to be on is. And that's just a burgeoning, just beginning kind of thing. Okay, so I want to find out a little bit about where they are in the world. Where are they in the world, in the country, and where are they? So let's find out where they are. So I'm getting the 5 of Swords. Interesting. They're in a very competitive environment. And I'm feeling like, I get this feeling, I kind of have these like, I have these like Wall Street vibes almost, which was part of this like accruing of money and being in this that's not making them happy. But I don't know that they're genuinely like in New York kind of thing, but it's that kind of atmosphere. So they're in a space where, it could be like Silicon Valley, it could be, but there's somewhere where there's an industry that they're a part of that's been very competitive. It's a very competitive industry. And there's been a lot of stress and a lot of strain and a lot of combativeness around it, and a lot of mental attitudes that are really intense. So somewhere that's surrounding this hub of this competitive environment that they've been in a job. And I want to find out about, actually about this secret. So let's find out a little bit about this secret. Let's find out a little bit about this secret that they've been holding. I'm feeling this card right here. Strength. Oh, very interesting. I think they've been battling something. They've been battling something that feels like an inner animal. And this could get into, like compulsions or habits, or I don't think like addictions, but maybe like that addiction to like wealth, or this, it could be things in excess that they're sort of battling. They're battling with their own habits. They're battling with creating the life that they want. They feel like they're not strong enough sometimes, and they feel like sometimes there's this raging animal in them. It could be handling their own emotions, or handling their anger about the way that life is at the moment, or that they've had to be in this uber competitive environment to try to, where people are just out to kill. It's really like cutthroat. And there's this intense battle between them and this other thing that's been going on. And that's this deep secret that they've been holding on to. Has to do with this battle that's been going on, and they're trying to control their inner animal, this inner wildness, this inner thing that just comes up and sort of swallows them whole. I want to find out about their true nature. What you need to know about your soulmate's true nature when things are strong and good, and when they're not. But what is their true nature? Okay. I'm having the King of Swords reversed. Interesting. So I feel like in their true nature, they have an intense amount of intelligence, and they question things. And I don't think that this is coming through in a negative way of like not being clear or not having clarity about what they want. And maybe there is some of that like deep down there, they don't have all the answers, but they put on a show of having all the answers. But in a good way, where they come back and they think about it, like they might seem hyper confident or hyper knowledgeable, but deep down they go back and they review the facts, they review the feelings, they review the information. They're more open than they are like, this is the answer. And in that way, they are even more intelligent because they're evaluating things on a true level and truly looking it over, knowing that they don't know everything, understanding that there are things they don't know yet, or things outside of their knowledge base, that they don't have all of the answers, but they're gonna find out. And there's this deep confidence that comes with that, but it also feels like an unconfidence. Not that that's a word, but this feeling unconfident, I suppose, about, that like I need to reevaluate, I need to keep evaluating. Okay, I want to know about them with you. Tell me about your soulmate and how they feel about you, how they will respond to you, just something that I need to know about them with you. I'm actually feeling two cards. I'm feeling this card and I'm feeling this card. So we have, interestingly, the 10 of Wands, we have the 2 of Wands, both in the Wands house, both in the Wands, which are fire, passion, purpose, career, love, all of that, just like this burning ferocity about them with you. They're gonna have this intensity about you, this intensity of wanting to bring in, or tense bringing something home to completion, wanting to have you in their life. They will know that you are what they want, and they're gonna want to bring this to fulfillment, to completion. They're gonna have this intensity about them with you, and they're also gonna come back to this energy of evaluation. So this energy of like stepping back and being open and having to reevaluate, of like, I'm gonna get to know you, and I'm not gonna assume that I know all the answers. There's a deeper and bigger perspective on who you are than what I can possibly know. And it's gonna feel like this journey for them of discovering who you are, discovering what makes you tick, discovering your world and everything in it and everything about your inner workings, wanting to be this kind of explorer for you. It's just really interesting. I'm gonna put these two together. And I wanna know about their physicality. So I wanna ask about anything in their physicality that we need to know, any hints or tips that like, hey, ding, 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 this person's the person. I'm feeling this card right away. So we have the 2 of Cups. I love the 2 of Cups. It's a beautiful card. It's this gorgeous communication, ease of being, like being in this space where things are even and clear and open, and you are feeling the same feelings. So physicality wise though, as we tip into physicality with this, I am feeling this groundedness of presence, of, you know, like this solidness, being rooted, being an incredible communicator in their physicality, where you feel like their physical self says so much, is telling you so much, and is open and even and equal to you, that they are inviting to stand right in front of you and be equal with you. And everything they do physically with you will feel like they are deferring in a physical sense to you. And it will also be tinged with feelings, with love, with compassion, with understanding, with feelings, emotions. There'll be an emotive aspect to their physicality as well. I also feel like there's something a little bit, there is something polished that comes in just by nature of their like work life and how they've been. But I also think there's something a little bit rough. There's something a little bit, I don't want to say lumberjack, because that, you know, like, but you know what I mean? That kind of like, there's something a little, you know, they've like maybe a little, tousled. I'm saying the wrong word, but you know what I mean? Like their hair might not be like, it's like they've worked really hard at cultivating this presence so they can compete, but also there's something just like a little very masculine and very carefree, where it's like, oh, I didn't really have time to do that. Like I didn't really have, like, okay, well, this is falling out of place, or this is not, you know, but it's a little rough around the edges. That's very attractive, and this is very masculine presence. And I really feel, I feel like they're probably going to be very, maybe athletic as well, but just this rootedness of presence. Okay, and I want to find out what your guides, what source, what the universe wants you to know about your soulmate, what they want you to know about your soulmate. I am, again, feeling two cards, so I'm going to pull both. We have the Ace of Swords, new opportunities coming in, new clarity coming in, thoughts, space, intelligence. We have the Queen of Wands, fire, passion, purpose. So what you need to know is that this is going to have so much clarity around it. You will not need to question this. You will have a very clear and deep understanding of who this person is, what they are bringing to the table, what is on offer for you right away. You also will feel like you are in your power. They will see you in your power. They will see how you move forward, how you are driving yourself forward, how no obstacles get in your way, how you are lit up in the world, your positivity, your deep seat of you know, this fiery power of moving forward. You're out of the box thinking. I think your mind lends itself well to this. I feel like this entrepreneurial thing that they're going off on, this, like, you know, that they're moving toward. They have a mind like that too, where they see things beyond what they are, and it's part of this reevaluation that's going on. And they're going to see that in you as well, and that's going to be very attractive to them. But there will be this deep clarity and deep knowing. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, will I know, well, won't I know him? You know, like, you're going to have a very deep understanding. Okay, I want anything that we need to know about what they're going through right this second that's really important for you to know. Okay, the Hanged Man. So they're kind of taking a step back right now. And this is important for you to know, that they're not like full force charismatic right now. In this moment right now, they are just sort of stepping back. They're getting more into themselves, who they really are, what they really want, how they really see things. than they have been previously. And that's been really important for them. They're getting into their intuition. They're taking a moment, they're taking a time, and it's kind of like a rest time, but it's also just like an evaluative time and a time to, like, okay, I've got this burgeoning thing. I'm not making any huge power moves at the moment. I'm observing and figuring out and getting into who I am and how I'm gonna act on this and move on this. Okay, and then I just want to know anything else that you deeply need to know about this person, about your soulmate. Anything else that you deeply need to know about your soulmate. The Four of Cups, very interesting. So I've already said that you're gonna have an intense amount of clarity about this. Now, upon meeting, and if you have already met, it just hasn't clicked in to be the like soulmate recognition yet. He might come across as closed off. He might not be looking for love. He may have stopped dating for a while. He might be very resistant to sharing and offering up, and to sharing and offering up what he's been struggling with. Our strength card, what he's been struggling with and battling with. He's not going to be super easy in the very beginning to get to know. There's going to be a moment where he's kind of in a little bit of a resistant spot as you step in, and that is okay. That is okay. That is just a space that he needs to go through. There's nothing to worry about. It will open up and get into some really beautiful spaces. Okay, so let's turn over our anchor card. So in our anchor card, we were asking just what it is what your soulmate is going through, where your soulmate's at right now, what are they going through right now. So we have the Five of Wands reversed, and this is telling me that this frenetic energy of the Five of Wands, they're having some sort of inner conflict, and we can see that, it's just sort of a confirmation of that. They've been going through this inner conflict, and they've been struggling and battling with this inner conflict, and they don't really, they don't feel settled, and they don't feel, they're not in a happy space. It's just this sort of slightly tortured space of unclarity and not knowing what to do. And that probably really exacerbates this, their nature of this, like going back to reevaluate things and not being completely, knowing that you don't know everything. So there's sort of a lot of back and forth and some tumultuous feelings, and probably that comes off too in tumultuous, like, oh, I'm going to do this one day, and actually, no, I'm going to not do that yet. I'm going to hold back. Okay, but I'm going to embark on that. It hasn't been settled yet. It hasn't settled down yet. So let's go ahead and I would like to drop a cup emoji to celebrate this, to celebrate our cups and to celebrate our cups. To celebrate this, this manifestation that they want to manifest, what they want to get to with you, this beautiful landing space, and also this beautiful, physicality of openness, but also just the energy of the Two of Cups coming in. Let's drop a cup below. I'm sending you off. I would love your comments. Please comment for me. Please leave a comment for me. Tell me how this makes you feel. Does this feel right? Is this the person that you have an inner feeling about? Does this tap your deep intuition? I would really like to know. I am sending you so much love and so much light. I love you. I can't wait to hear all about this. Mwah. Until next time, Mia. Welcome in my card 3. Take a little breath, release anything you need to release. Let yourself be here and be present with this energy. Let's find out what your soulmate's going through right now. Let's find out what is going on in his life. All right, so we're going to start by turning over some cards. So we're starting with the Knight of Wands. Hello, Knight of Wands. We are starting with the Star reversed. We have the Six of Wands, very interesting. And we have the Ace of Cups getting us started. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot coming through right away. I feel like they're really coming into their power right now. They're really riding into a space of confidence. Our wand's getting into this fiery energy. It's fast moving, it's powerful, it's, like just sweeping things away, just floating right into their career and their passion and their purpose. They are on a trip, they are on a roll, they are unstoppable. They see the destination, they have winning in their blood. They are a winner. They just, people gravitate towards them. They win things over, and they don't slow down or stop for anyone. They are just on the move. And they have this fiery spirit about them that makes them very magnetic, very attractive. But it makes it hard for them to slow down and to see what's really going on around them. So they're in this space of really moving into their power and moving into their most sort of intense energy and just lighting things up as they go. Now with the Star reversed, I'm feeling like they're not really taking great care of themselves, their own needs. So they're not looking at their inner workings. They're not hitting into their spiritual well-being. They're not taking care of their the self-care practices of time and rest and evaluating how they feel. And they've left all that on the back burner. They've really decided hey, this is the season. I am riding into this. This is where my fire is, and I'm just going to lean into that, and that's going to be my distraction for everything else. And these things are sort of going untapped in their world right now, where they're sort of, their energy is off in this aspect of their life. And I feel like part of your initial attraction and his initial attraction is going to be this, you're filling this space too and bringing in this thing that he wishes he had more of, and he realizes he hasn't really had in his life. This softness, this this tenderness, this moment to take a little step out and to be vulnerable and to dip into the emotions and the feelings and to sit into the different part of their soul, as opposed to just really, really being in this physical world. And the Six of Wands, they're about to really come upon, I feel like, getting rewarded at their job, getting accolades, getting awards, getting recognition, feeling like people are really cheering them on and kind of in awe of them. And even in just their presence outside of any kind of work environment, just in their life, people turn to them and are make assumptions about what kind of person he must be because of his presence, his confidence. He's handsome, attractive, all of these things compound where people just assume good things about him and are kind of just in awe of him, but also want to be in his presence and want to understand it more and want to ask him questions and want a little bit of what he's got. They want a little bit of that winning too. This is more that winning energy. He is winning. He's picking it up. He's getting the wreaths. He's riding in a really strong way. And the Ace of Cups, that a new opportunity is coming in. This gets into our feelings and emotions and heart space. There are things coming on offer and an opportunity for him to tap into a more emotional, heartfelt space. And this could be with you. I get that feeling that this could be whether you know him now and he's in your world at all, or if he's somebody you haven't met yet that's about to come in. This feels like this space is about to open up. This also feels like there's going to be some little crackles in his heart space, some little crackles of longing, of opening up emotionally, some little crackles of longing for feelings and emotion and love and connectedness that he's really put on the back burner. He's really not been invested in that part of his soul. He's been, prioritizing other things for a long time. And this opportunity to just sort of be in a slightly different space, just enough that he's open and his heart space is opening up. And that's going to be a really good entryway for the two of you to get to connect on that deeper level, that soulmate connected level. Okay, I want to know about where he is in the world. Where is he? Where is he located in the world? So let's find out a little bit about that. So the Empress pops up. So the Empress is fertile, abundant growth, all of this, this beautiful growth all around her, the forest and the, and I am feeling like that this is very telling to us. There's a lot of growth around him. I do think that there's a lot of nature around him, and possibly he really loves getting into the nature, going on hikes, getting out, maybe camping, doing things that are sort of like, this feeling of just feeling the earth and how powerful it is, and still moving fast through it. So I think that might get into like sports and stuff too, or athleticism of being out in the world, rock climbing maybe, or and that doesn't mean that he lives in a super outdoorsy, away from the city space, because of all this winning that's going on and that intensity of energy. I do feel like there's a lot of opportunity where he is as well, in order to do that winning and in order to have that forward drive and forward motion. But it is close to beautiful trees and beautiful outdoor space and outdoor activities, the outdoor sports, and that has been really part of his makeup. Okay, I want to find out about his true nature. I want to find out about his, the root of who he is. And I am feeling this. Interestingly, pulling the Four of Cups. So as the root of who he is not someone who has loved a lot of people. He is not someone who opens his heart easily. He is not someone who is overly addicted to love or the idea of love. He doesn't have a lot of preconceived notions about, loving to fall in love. That hasn't been at his forefront. This has been at his forefront. And so as you meet him, if you have met him, there is this slight resistance to it, and even this like slight feeling of like, oh, well, that's for other people, that might not be for me. Love feels like a fairy tale. Love also can lead to hurt and pain. Not being super open, not being super vulnerable, but there is, it's just that it takes time. I do kind of want to know a little bit more about this. Let's find out a little bit more about this. I want to know about the love connection with you, because we know that this Ace of Cups is coming in. I just had the best feeling. With this Four of Cups, and do look at these two cards together. Our Ace of Cups with this open hand, the new opportunity, these zings that are coming in like, oh, maybe this is something I want. Oh, maybe this is something I'm really missing out on. I've really been so focused on these other things. And, at his core, he is not open. And he is a little resistant to feelings and emotions and love and vulnerabilities. But comes the Ace of Cups. So I do want to know more about his heart space with you as it relates to you. What is that going to feel and look like? His heart space as it relates to you. Okay. Oh, we have the King of Wands. Well, isn't that just such a surprise? I'm saying that facetiously. This is not really a big surprise because we have the Knight of Wands and the Six of Wands. And he has this intensity of energy. He has this winning, moving, and his heart space with you It is more settled. It is more grounded than where he is right now, but it is also in that winning, passionate, driven, moving forward, no obstacles in the way space. His heart space with you, it is intense. It is wonderful. It is fiery and passionate. And it is so hyper confident, and just this knowing, this deep knowing. I know, I want, I'm moving forward, I'm taking action. There is something extremely masculine about this person. This person has very masculine energy. This, assertive, action-oriented, moving forward energy. It is very, it's very potent. And I can see why so many people are attracted to him and attracted to his energy. And his heart space with you, I am going to put this right by our 4 cups, because we're really asking about that. Oh, I like this. I want to know a little bit about his physicality. I want to know a little bit about his physicality. Anything that might give us a little tip off. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. Very interesting. New opportunities. Pentacles getting into worldly goods, things of this earth. I am feeling like he's like an athlete, like very like fitness oriented. The things, of the earth, which also get into the physical body of, your actual physical body. He really pays attention to. He's also, I think, like the things that he surrounds himself with are thought out. They are calculated. And they're a little opulent. So like there's, like he dresses well, doesn't necessarily finds the resources, so he doesn't have to slow down to figure that out. But he, uses money and invests in figuring out how to get the right people to help him do this, to look good and to, but he's not really slowing down for too much. But he does care and pay attention to how he's perceived in the world and his physical body and his physical manifestation, his physicality. So I think that there will be some real tip-offs right around there with that. I feel like that rugged outdoorsiness, like sort of coming in there. But also in a cultivated way, like there's also some calculation of like how these resources are going to help me to figure out how to look my best. And there could even be like a stylist involved in there or something to, like help him so he doesn't have to slow down. It's that whole thing like, okay, this is the best use of my resources, is finding somebody to help me do this and figure out this. Okay, and I want to take a look at what your guides, what source, what the universe is telling you that you need to know about where he is right now, what's going on with him right now. The 7 of Swords is coming up. So this is important for you to know. There is an outside force here that I feel doesn't wants to take from him. And this feels like this, this could be a woman. This could be just someone that is extremely jealous, that wants to take and wants to steal away. And not in a positive way, in a very sort of callous, calculated, like sharp way, cutting way, that wants to steal things away from him. And that was something I asked that was important for you to know. So that is important for you to know. I'm not quite getting a reason on why. Let's find out. Why is that important for you to know? Is there something that you need to do? Is there some sort of, what is important in that? The 9 of Pentacles is coming in. So I am feeling like it's a woman. I am feeling like it's someone who, so I feel like with all of this forward momentum, all this winning, I feel like he's doing well. He's got this incredible winning attitude, and that generally, comes out to being financially well off. And I I am feeling like there's someone who wants, wants the beauty, wants the money, wants wants that lifestyle, wants the luxury, wants the abundance, and isn't interested, that is in that stealing spirit, isn't interested in the depth of who he really is. Now, this could mean, because this is important for you, this could mean that he is dating somebody, or there is someone who is sort of like on the hunt in his life, that is predatorial in his life as you meet. And that is possible. I don't think that means that he's going to, not be able to break it off as he gets to know you. It just means you might need to be open and patient for a moment, because as he gets to know you, it's that feeling of being like, actually, this is something I need. Actually, this is the real thing. This is what I've been missing. You are what he's been missing. And that will be an understanding that happens. So this can release itself, but don't push him away, or just shut down the possibility of him being your soulmate, because there's this other force in his life. And the other important thing about that, I think, is that this person and this force could put you on the defense, could be that kind of person who is so invested in how they look and how they dress and what they wear and how high maintenance they are, and in that way that puts you in a space where you're defensive of yourself, where you're like, well, I don't dress that way, and I don't do that crazy health glamour or whatever thing that this person is doing, so that must be his type, and write yourself off. Just stay open. Try not to let your defenses get raised. Stay open, stay in it, stay open to what the universe has for you. And if you feel that soulmate connectedness energy, just don't shut it down. Be careful. Be careful. I wouldn't slam back that energy just because you're like, oh, well, that's what he wants. I get that. I understand that feeling sometimes, that like, oh, well, okay. If that's what we're going for, if that's what I'm competing with, forget about it. Okay. So I want to know something else that's just deeply important for you to know about this, about the future that you could have with this person. So we are pulling the 8 of Cups reversed. Very interesting. The future you can have with this person. We're getting the 8 of Cups reversed. The 8 of Cups is a moving on card. And in a reverse position, I am so feeling this as landing. That you could land and they could land. And it is the kind of thing where all the other times you're like, okay, I've got to leave now. This has got to go, and I've got to walk away. And this is so hard. And this will be the thing you choose not to walk away from, the thing you choose to stay in. And they choose not to walk away from. They choose to stay in. And I feel that a lot too, getting into our 4 of Cups and our Ace of Cups, that they will choose. And I say choose so much because that is a glorious thing. We have this human choice that we get to make. We get to decide. And he is going to decide in favor of emotion and feeling and love and staying and not moving on. And that also tells me that there might be some feelings in the beginning of the relationship of like, oh, maybe this is just a transition for this person, or oh, maybe this isn't forever. Maybe this is just for now, or maybe this is, but there is a choice that will happen that is permanent, that is brings you both back to staying and being in. And that is very interesting to me, actually, because that opens up something for me. That opens up something that could possibly be coming from the past. Oh, you're going to have to comment about this, just in case that is the thing and you know exactly sort of what I'm talking about, maybe. But there is a possibility that this, could be the thing that you both choose to come back to. Or that you didn't get to have all of the depth that you will have, but it's, it's something that, like, oh, you went on a date with them a long time ago, or, it's something that never really truly unfolded to the depth that it needed to, because this wasn't open, it wasn't available, and you don't want that, and you don't deserve that, and you know that. And they weren't willing to. This is interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. Oh, my goodness. So I would like to know now how you're going to feel with this person. I would like to know now how you're going to feel with this person. What is that going to be like? And I want to get a really good feeling here for you, because I think this will help this manifestation come together. If you can cultivate stepping into this feeling. Okay. I feel this card right here. If you can cultivate, okay, I'm pulling 2 cards because oh my goodness, I'm pulling 3 cards. Holy moly. Okay, that's what's happening. Okay, how you will feel with this person. 10 of Wands, absolutely feeling our wands coming to completion. Absolutely. Feeling like you're bringing it home. You will feel like, I have worked hard for this, and I have struggled with some of this, but this feels good, and I am taking this all the way. And the Chariot, that you will be in this, their energy is this winning, forward moving energy, this, remove obstacles and move forward energy. And you kind of can't help but be inspired by this energy of forward momentum. Just like you will be on this trip with them, where you are riding into victory, you are riding into battle, you are just moving along and moving forward, and there will be this sort of intensity of forward momentum, of forward moving, and this feeling like you are taking on the world together, that you are a team. And you are a winning team. You are the power couple. You are the team that comes in and wins. And that doesn't mean that you're exactly alike, because you're not. But it changes the energy for both of you. The 2 of you together become this very impenetrable, great combination energy. And the 4 of Swords comes up, which also tells me this is going to also feel like a rest from the worries, a rest from all the struggle, all the strife, all the pain, a rest away from the world. Like when you are together, it will feel like this is just us, and the whole world disappears. And you'll have those moments and those nights and those times where it's just the 2 of you, and nothing else feels like it exists. You are just resting into it. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to be anyone specific. You don't have to try as hard as you felt like you might have. You don't have to try. It's just easy. It is like a deep rest for your soul. So my goodness, some good things. Yikes, I love this. Let's turn over our anchor card. So our anchor card, we were asking what you need to know about or what your soulmate is going through right now. So for our anchor card, we have the 8 of Swords, and I think that this is a very interesting card for this person, because I don't feel the Swords energy very much here at all. This Swords energy was some outside force, Swords energy, that thought, that intelligence space, that sort of, he's more of an instinctual, ooh, it's just this hyper masculine move forward energy. And there is something about his situation that feels stifling. It feels, and I think this gets into that heart space that feels stifling. It feels like I should get myself out of this situation, but I have not been getting myself out of this situation. I should be taking care of this thing and these thoughts and this space that I'm in, but I've not been doing that. And that's about to change. But that is the space that he's in right now. So he's not in a free space. He's not in the free, he's not here yet. He is not here yet. He's not in the open space yet. So this is a work in progress of getting to this space. But I do feel like it's soon. I felt like it was soon when we turned over the Ace of Cups. So take a breath, breathe into this. Let's support his energy, and let's support his energy by giving him a star. The star that he needs, the care, the intuition, the feelings, the emotions, the moment that he needs to have that inspiration of like, I think this might be what I need. I think this might be where I'm missing, and I want to open my hands to it. Let's drop a star below. Leave me some comments. Please, 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 please. I would like to know everything. Give me the tea. Oh my goodness. I'm sending you off with so much love and so much light. I can't wait to hear all about this and your feelings on this and how this read feels to you. If things like clock in for you, if there are things you're resistant to, if there are pings, if there are physical sensations, any of that. I'm sending you love. I'm sending you so much light. My goodness. Mwah. Till next time, Mia. Welcome in my card for release any energy you don't need. Let yourself open up your heart just like a book. And we're going to take a look inside. We're going to take a look inside at the energy that's pouring in of what your soulmate is going through right now. So we're going to get some answers about what your soulmate's going through. Let's find out how this story goes. Let's find out what's happening in the energetic field that's coming in, what you need to know, what's going to be important. So we're going to pull some cards to get us started. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Swords. We have the Hierophant, very interesting. We have, I'm feeling this card right in here. Oh. Okay. There we go. And we have the Four of Wands. Well, that was worth the effort. Okay, so first of all, there's a juggling act going on in their life. They're juggling some things. They're juggling some worldly goods, some like money and finances, juggling like fitness and staying healthy, juggling, just figuring out how to prioritize things. They're busy. This is a busy person. They've got a lot going on. There's a lot on their plate. They're making money, but they're also, like trying to build their world around them to be what they want and to create what they want. And they're having a hard time figuring out exactly how to focus on one thing. So they're just juggling it and spending all their time, and all of their effort with both things in hand and, all these things going on at once. And we have the Eight of Swords. So I feel like this is twofold energy. I feel like they're in a trapped energy of like being sort of trapped with this juggling act, being trapped with all these things that are going on around them. And they have thoughts that they're not giving space for and that they're not looking at purposefully. And they're purposefully kind of distracting themselves in order not to deal with the things that are in their world and the thoughts that are in their mind. And the energies that are coming up. And so they're letting themselves stay in this sort of stuck space of not being free, not being fully open and available to being in the present moment, not seeing what's really going on around them, and sort of purposefully letting themselves stay in that space. And I also feel this as an outside force as well. So I also feel like there's an outside force, and the outside force could be somebody that's like very close to them, a close friend, a relative, a parent, a sibling, an ex-lover. I'm feeling that has this victim mentality that keeps sort of deluging this person with their inability to function on their own, and just always feeling like they can't, like the world is doing this to me, but really they're doing it to themselves. And I feel like that energy keeps like tapping into theirs as well. Now we also have the Hierophant, and with the Hierophant, I'm feeling like there's this curiosity, this need for more knowledge. They love to learn, they love to grow, they want to know more about spirituality. I don't know that they're giving it that time, but there is a real deep desire to learn and grow and to know things. They might be studying, they might just be a natural studier, someone who just naturally is always gravitating towards anything that can teach them new things. Specific people, books, movies, documentaries, but just really in this learning growth phase of like just this deep need for knowledge and knowing and understanding, and seeking out people and spaces and different, I want to say gurus, but also I mean that in a technical sense as well, scientists and whatnot that can give them that information. And the Four of Wands. So I am feeling this deep desire. I'm feeling this deep desire for marriage. Our Four of Wands, this beautiful celebratory card, which could get into weddings, could get into just celebrations. But I am feeling this deep desire for marriage, for two people coming together, celebrating, being happy. Every once in a while, I think his mind just falls onto this of that oh, wouldn't that be nice? Like just a lot of their friends are getting married, a lot of their, there's like a lot of little like things coming in from the universe, dropping into their path that are saying, hey, you don't have this right now. This isn't where you are right now. Wouldn't that be nice? Work functions where people are married and happy, or even the unhappy things, and they're kind of envious of that. And they're really feeling the pull to that for themselves, to be divinely pulled and to have this move towards being committed and celebrating and being with someone, and having them at their side, going to parties and work functions with someone. I want to know about where they are in the world. Where is this person in the world? I am feeling this card right here. The Queen of Pentacles popping up. The Queen of Pentacles, our Queen of Pentacles is this very abundant growth, worldly. So, we're getting into space and time and all of that good stuff. But this makes sense to me in a location sense of this place where there's dedication, there's routine, there's a lot of growth. I feel like they're in a job where they're growing a lot, and they're in a space where they can grow a lot. I do think there's a lot of things growing around them as well. A lot of abundance in nature, and trees and rocks and things growing, animals around them. That doesn't mean that they're like far away from civilization or anything like that. Just that they're in a space where they can step into this growth-filled world around them very easily. And that could be a lot of different locations in the country, but or in the world. But I am feeling this deep growth for them. So I feel like that translates into their workspace too, of being in a place where there is a lot of opportunity. There is a lot of There's just a lot of growth. It's like fledgling. So this might be like a mid-sized city, something like a Denver or like an Austin or like a, something where they have, there's a lot of growing happening. There's stuff that's just opening up. There's a lot of new industry, and there's also a lot of nature nearby. There's a lot of nature close by. So in that kind of sense, that's where they are, I think, in the world. Now, I would like to know right away about their physicality. There's something any clues about their physicality that we can know now, so that, boom, strength is coming up. Oh, that's so interesting. About their physicality. So I feel like they're very strong. I think they're physically strong. I do feel like they take that, the worldly goods and the things they're juggling, and I think they take it seriously. I think they take their health seriously. I think they're strong. I think they look strong. But I also think there's something in their physicality that goes both ways with this card. With one, very controlled. There's a lot of control of movement. There's a lot of kinesthetic knowledge. They understand their body and the way it works. So you can tell that they know where they are in space. You can tell that they're not fumbling. They're not, they don't have that quality of being someone who accidentally hits things and kicks things over or can't put something together. They have a real knowledge of their body in space. They move really well. Now there's also something primal in this too. There's something primal and very, very earthy. And I do think this gets back into that very masculine energy of just being very, I don't want to say they move like an animal, but there is some very masculine movement that goes on, little twitches of the shoulder, little muscle like twitches, and, kind of moving their shoulders around a little bit extra. And also this kind of gait of confidence, of even maybe looking like they're prowling a bit, but also they're very controlled. They know exactly where they are in space, but there is something, where it's like, oh, this lion's on the hunt. This guy knows where he's going and what he wants, and he's, like very connected to his movement. So I would look out for those qualities as in physicality. I want to know, and I want to know this right away for you too. I want to know right away what your feelings are going to be in this relationship, in this soulmate situation and relationship. I want to know what your feelings are going to be. I feel like this is so important for you being able to manifest this and bring this in faster, so you can connect to these feelings right now, and you can let yourself live in these feelings right now. Okay. All right. I'm getting the 5 of Swords and I'm getting the Queen of Cups. That's very interesting. The 5 of Swords gets into this. There's something about this relationship that's going to make you feel not competitive with him, but I do feel like it's going to make you feel, and this is a little bit of a, I don't want to say a negative side, but there's something that's going to make you feel a little, like you have to be competitive with other women, but you don't. So, that's something that you're going to actually have to look out for and watch out for yourself. But I don't want you to manifest that. But I do want you to know that exists, and that you might have to watch yourself. You might have to let go of some feelings of jealousy or competition. That you don't have to you don't have to be competitive. You have it. You've got it. It's yours. But also, he's gonna make you feel like your Queen of Cups self, this deeply intuitive, knowledgeable, emotional, very feminine, very seeing things that other people don't see, opening up this part of you that's so loving and giving and just feels this overwhelming amount of love and feeling and understanding and wanting to dive into the waters, to want to let yourself be fully immersed in the waters, be on the edge sometimes and all the way in sometimes, and just living in your intuition. And I would focus on your intuitive feelings right now. If you can live in your intuition, which is a gorgeous place to live, a wonderful way of being, taking the expectations off of things, taking your knowing and your practical mind away from things for a while, and letting your intuitive self answer, letting your intuitive self come through and answer for you to give you the answers that you need, and letting yourself trust in that so you can tap into that feeling right now to help manifest this. I'd like to know about his deep, I'm feeling this card, so let's pull this card first before we ask. The Queen of Swords is popping up right away. So that is so interesting, because I was just saying about these deep feelings and all of this intuition. And our Queen of Swords is really the queen of thought space, intelligence, mind space. This is practicality. So this is a beautiful pairing. I feel like there's a part of you right now, and the reason we needed to turn this over is because this part of you can't be ignored right now either. Even though I'm asking you to sit into the feelings of this intuition, I would still want you to do that, and I still want you to feel all your feelings, but I also want you to be extremely practical and evaluative, clear on your thoughts, clear on your desires, clear on where it is that you're going, clear on how smart you are. Your intelligence is intense, deep, sharp, witty, cutting. Let yourself own it. Let yourself sit into it. It's important for you right now. And that is just a message completely for you. But it is about this manifestation of this soulmate relationship. So it's important for you to really sit into your Queen of Swords power and your Queen of Swords self. Okay, now I want to know about his deep inner workings. Who is he really? Who is he on the inside deeply that we need to know? I am feeling something over here that we need to know about. And I am pulling 2 cards. Yeah. Oh, I love this. The 10 of Cups and the High Priestess. So who is he really? He is a mix of darkness, light, intuition. He is perhaps has like a slightly philosophical heart, which makes sense with his deep yearning for knowledge and thirst for knowledge. And even though he's juggling in this worldly space and ignoring the things that, might be deeper for him, he is deeply an intuitive being. He has this deep curiosity, this deep wisdom. He's super wise, extremely smart, and wise on a different level. Like, not just book smart, but he definitely pursues that path as well. But also wise on a spiritual level and wise on a human level of understanding and wanting to understand. And this deep knowing. And there's also something, sort of sacred about the way of his being, that he isn't just like your normal average Joe. He's special. There is something very special here. And this is going to feel like a very spiritual connection. There's something very spiritual in this, and very driven by a spiritual sense. And you will connect on that level. And it will be deeper and more intense than anything you've known. And I'm getting the 10 of cards too, for the 10s being cards of completion, for who he is really, everything. He's bringing it all, full of feeling, full of happiness, and deep down positive, but also I am feeling deeply rooted in the world, that the things that are in his life are the things that he wants. The things that you create together, they are the things that he wants. He wants to be present. He wants to experience you. He wants to experience your family if you have a family. He wants to experience your home wherever you live. He wants to be in the moment, making dinner and being happy and thriving and complete in the small things, in just the togetherness of it all. This is exciting. I'm excited by this. Are you excited by this? Oh my goodness. That's good stuff. All right, so let's see. I want to ask universe, source, your guides, what you need to know about this person. What do you need to know about this person right now? The stars coming through. I just feel this incredible depth, so much emotion, so much intuition. There really is this otherworldliness about this connection for you two, that you are going to feel otherworldly. You are going to feel like you're thinking, being, everything about you is going to be in a completely different level and space than you've ever experienced. The combination of your energy together, intuition, knowing, vulnerability, nakedness, just seeing, trusting, giving, all of that, taking care of each other, all of that is so deep. It's so rich. It is really just like in an interesting, wonderful space that quenches your heart and fulfills you in a way that you haven't been fulfilled. And he hasn't been fulfilled. Ooh, oh goodness, I love this. I want to leave this open to source, guides, the universe. I want to leave this open because I'm feeling some real, I feel like that's where we need to be. The 10 of Swords, very interesting to come up, and very grounding to come up, that there is a painful time. This, again, 10s being cards of completion. I'm feeling like this needs to happen before you can be together. And this is that bottom of the barrel, going to the basement level, feeling like giving up something. And I don't feel like it's like, oh, everything has to go wrong in his life before it can all go right with you. I am just feeling like it is a release of something. Like he has to release expectation. He has to be in a space of release. And that is coming. This completion is coming. And this end of a chapter for him, which could be a previous relationship, a heartbreak, an old way of thinking and being, an old way of living in the world, has to come to an end. And that needs to come to an end for him in order for everything to, and it doesn't have to be painful, like horrifyingly painful. It actually could be extremely easy. It's just the moment of release. The painful part is getting to that part, the struggle that it takes to get here. The release itself is just openness. It is just letting go. And that needs to happen, whether you know him right now or not, and you might. Okay, so I would like to know, I kind of want to keep letting the cards guide. Let's let the cards guide, because I've been feeling some really interesting things coming through. So I'm going to take these 3 cards as our last cards here before our anchor card. Oh, we have 4 cards. We have the 6 of Cups, we have the Ace of Cups, we have Judgment, and we have the 3 of Wands. So this is very interesting. There is something youthful and happy and full of emotion and feeling that is just bubbling up with this person, and with where I think as you two meet. And it's that kind of like, like, I don't know, going Christmas caroling. Just that sort of feeling, like taking a hayride or doing something that just feels like we're kids. Like, this is so silly, but also happy and fun. And there are new opportunities for love, feeling, emotion. All of that is pouring in, and it's pouring in soon. So do be ready. Clear up whatever you need to clear up. decide what it is that you need to decide. I think there's something you need to make a decision about, and that decision needs to be made. A judgment needs to be made. And whether that's maybe like, it could be a work thing, that could be a heart thing, that could be your needing to make the decision to let go of something old for you. Something is coming up that you need to make a decision on. And you need to remember that this brand new, gorgeous, amazing opportunity is about to flow in for you. And knowing that, are you able to let it go? Are you able to make a decision? And then I also think that this is very interesting. I don't know if this is travel, if travel is involved here in the two of you either meeting or coming together, that there's some sort of travel aspect or removal from, I do feel like there's some sort of adventure. It is something, it could be even just like a day trip to a place where you go hiking, or a day trip to a place where you go watch the ships, you watch the ships leave. But there's something travel oriented here that I'm feeling, that I think is going to be very important for this connection to happen, to take place, to fully like combust and come together. And yes, oh my goodness. All right, we're pulling over our anchor card now. Now our anchor card is what we were asking in the beginning, that we were just asking what your soulmate is going through right now. And your anchor card is the Eight of Pentacles. And this just tells me that he is in a working phase, a collecting phase, a phase of steadily working towards what he wants, steadily moving up the ladder, steadily accruing skills. He's in a very real growth phase, learning all of the things, gathering, collecting. And that makes sense because he's been in this juggling phase, and this is in our Pentacle house too. So, and this is where he's been living. He's been living in this workspace. He's been living in this space of growth and opportunity. And he's been really collecting on it. And it's been serving him very well. So there's even though he has this deep spiritual side that you two are going to connect on so intensely, there is something very practical about him as well. And he's a hard worker. He has a great work ethic. He's very smart, and he's just accruing and building and, getting his finances together. All of that stuff has been happening, and that's the phase that he's been in. I want to support him on this journey for you. So let's support him on this journey for you, and let's do that. Let's drop, what shall we drop? Do you think we should drop, I'm going to say you can either drop a sword to support him in the release, or you can let's drop something here from our Four of Wands. I'm going to say you can put 1111, because we have 4 wands, 1111. You could put 1111 below, to support the vision of this union, this future union. You can put both of them if you want to. Happy to have both. I'd also really love your comments. Please comment. Let me know how this resonates with you. If this pings, if you feel any physical sensations, if you're like, yes, that is exactly how I feel like it's supposed to be. I feel this energy within me. Or if you're like, I don't know, this feels a little disconnected. But I want to know. I want to hear from you. So drop your comments below. I'm sending you off with so much love. I'm sending you off with so much light. And I'm sending him off with so much love and light too. Until we meet again, my dear one. Mwah. Mia.